I've got some more books from the sidewalk sale to show you, including some runs that I was able to build out, some unusual little fun finds to add to my collection, and some modern keys that I cannot believe were in a 25-cent bin. Check it out. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, and this is Northgarden Comics. If you've seen any of my videos over the last few weeks, you've been seeing me kind of slowly work through a nice pile of books that I picked up at a sidewalk sale here in my area. It was actually two different sidewalk sales held by the same store 2 Saturdays in a row where they were trying to clear out a bunch of back issues. And I've been working my way through each video showing you the next pile of books that I brought home from those two sales. And it was a great two-day sale, we'll call it, where I was able to fill in some runs with some books on titles. I found some limited series that were kind of cool, just fun little additions to my collection. And today, at the end, I've got some really surprising and very cool modern keys that I could not believe I found in these boxes. And the biggest reason it was such a surprise is because every book that I'm going to show you today was only 25 cents, which for the condition of the books that I got and the number of books and the titles and, like I said, some of the keys that I've got in these different videos I'm showing you, I can't believe that they were only 25 cents a piece. So because there's a lot of books, I really want to get to them. Let me just say that if you like content like this and you're new to the channel, go ahead, please hit that subscribe button down below. And if you like something you see in the video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, please leave me a comment down below, a comment, a question, or just say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. But with that, let's go ahead and get to the books. All right, first up here, we've got about 4 issues from the first volume of Fantastic Four. I am not working on the full run, but I am trying to put together the John Byrne era of Fantastic Four, which runs from around issue 230, 232. I kind of always forget where it exactly picks up, but that range up into about 293 is where he ended. And so I'm trying to pick those up as I can for cheap, and they had a few issues that I needed here that I picked up that were in good shape, and these are also newsstand copies, which is cool, and cool to find them in good condition. But I got 278. Here's 279, and I don't know if you can see some of the price tags of these books. This one was originally in their back issues for $4, so 25 cents, pretty significant discount there. Here's number 280, and this is during the period where She-Hulk was part of the Fantastic Four, so she's on a lot of these covers as well. And what is that? 284. So got 4 more for Fantastic Four. Gets me a little bit closer. Here's a variant that I picked up. I don't generally spend a lot on variants, but sometimes if the art is cool or it's a character or something like that that I like and I can get it for cheap, I'll grab it. Here's one. This goes back to the 2015 Secret Wars event series that Marvel did. This was one of the limited series that came out of that. You know, Inferno set in the X-Men, in that world that was created during the 80s event series, a crossover series that went through several of the X-Men titles and other non-X-Men titles. But this was a variant cover. I have the standard cover of this. This is Adi, I guess Adi Granov is how you say his name. And he did this variant, and I just like magic as a character, so I picked that up. And yeah, they were originally charging $14.99 for this, so 25 cents, pretty good discount. The next several books are from another volume that I'm working on collecting the full run. This is the X-Men title Excalibur, Volume 1, that started like late 80s. It went 125 issues, and I think after this haul, I'm down to only 10 or so issues right towards the end of the run that I still need to complete the whole thing, because I was collecting it as an ongoing title way back when it was first coming out, so it was one of my regular titles then. And some of these are duplicates, and some of them are, you know, hole fillers in the run for me. And I say that because, for example, if you see here, I think I had number 35, which you're seeing here, but if you flip it over, there's 36 on the back. And the reason I got it was because even though each book was 25 cents, if you picked up a bag like this and it had 2 books in it, they still only charged you 25 cents. So why bother going and pulling out the books that were duplicates? I just grabbed them all, and I can find another home for those at some point. I don't need to hold on to them. Maybe there's somebody else I can give those to at some point. But 35, 36, and I'll compare too with the duplicates to see Did the one I get at this sale, is it a better condition copy than the one I already have? So we'll do some comparisons like that. Then we have 37, and down the back, 38. And these are all direct edition copies. Here's 47 and 48, I'm guessing. I didn't even look. Yeah, 48. And then 49. I know that's one that I did need because number 50 on the back here, I know that I had that one. So we'll see if this one's in better shape than the one I already had. And then a little bit further, here's number 71 with a cool Nightcrawler hologram there. Love those. And then 72 on the back. So that was another nice little bump in that volume run that I'm putting together. These next two I bought because of the artist. I'm a big fan of artist Chris Bacalo, and I don't know that I'm trying to collect every single thing he's ever done. That might be pretty ambitious, and he's done, you know, cover here, just a couple issue story on that title, so he's got things all over the place. But I'd like to get a good amount of his work. One of the series that he created and drew is called Steampunk, one of the earlier things he did, and it was done by Cliffhanger. And I found one issue so far that it's the only one I've ever seen in the wild, and it was issue number 5. But at this sale, they also had number 2, which I picked up. And then they had one, it was just a one-shot, which I don't even know, I haven't even been able to flip through it yet, but this is called Steampunk Catechism, and it's just a one-shot there. So I didn't even know that existed. But that's another fun thing about sales like this, when stores, or individuals for that matter, just trying to get rid of things. You can find books that maybe you never see otherwise or you've never heard of, and it's just fun to be able to add those to your collection. So good to have those. The next thing aren't actually technically comic books, they're comic related though. Back in the 90s, there was the Spider-Man cartoon, which was very popular, and then after that came out, then they did something called the Marvel Action Hour, and it had Iron Man, it had Fantastic Four, and they had, at this sale, bagged up, they had some of the promo materials for the Marvel Action Hour. As they have 3 of these actually, and the books are all the same. Marvel Action Hour Iron Man, and then if you flip it over, it's Marvel Action Hour Fantastic Four. And inside, it just gives you a rundown of some of the different characters, and it's got some sketches and things like that of different elements of the cartoon show. But they had, like I said, they had 3 of those. 25, actually 2 were in one bag, so that was 25 cents, and then 25 cents for the third. The reason I got 3 was because they each came with its own animated cell from the cartoon, and all 3 were different, so I grabbed them. So this one's got, see if I remember all the names, War Machine and Backlash, and I've got them just against a comic backing board so you can see the characters better. War Machine and Backlash, and then Fin Fang Foom, and a character called Sentry. And then you got Iron Man and Mandarin. So that was pretty fun. And I have 1 or 2 of the cells that came out related to the Spider-Man cartoon. So again, not a comic, but pretty fun to find for a quarter and unexpected. I also love finding limited series. It's the best when they have all the issues of a limited series, because then I don't have to continue to hunt for additional comics, but on this particular day, they did not. But they did have several limited series, just not all of the issues in each of those. This is an X-Men limited series from 2010 during the Siege event story. This is called Nation X, and they had part 1 of 4, part 3 of 4, and part 4 of 4. If you hear that sound, no, it is not a dentist's office above me. To me, it kind of sounds like a dentist drill. That's a dustbuster going on upstairs. Nicole Northgarden is doing some YouTube-related activities upstairs. Next up, this was a series. I see this a lot. I don't want to collect the whole thing. I don't even know if it's any good. And but it is X-Men related, so it's hard for me to resist that. So I went ahead today and got issue number 1 because it's in really good shape. It's called Generation Hope. And I think this is back around the time when you had Avengers versus X-Men, and Hope was a pretty central character. And I don't really know what this story's about, but I figured I would at least get the number 1, because number 1 issues are for me, have always been generally kind of attractive. So figure, why not? What the heck, for a quarter, I'll get that one, check it out. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to go and build that volume out any further than that, but nice to have the number one. We'll see. Now we've got some of the keys I want to show you. This first one is a book that I've been looking for a long time. I have the entire, I think it would be called X-Men Volume 2. And then that went for a while, and when Morrison came on board, they retitled it, at least on the cover. It didn't change volumes or anything, but it became the New X-Men, and then it switched back to the X-Men again. Anyway, all of that, 207 issues, is still that X-Men Volume 2, and I've been working on putting that whole thing together. And I've gotten to the point where I have everything except issue number 128, which is the first appearance of Phantom X. And of course, I could buy that online, but if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm all about that sweet spot of $1 or $2, and while I would really love to have the book to complete the run, I don't want to spend even $10, $15 on it. I'm just not at that point yet. It's just the completionist in me wants to have it, but I do think, and I've seen it happen many times, that know what you want, know how much you want to pay for it, and then just be patient and wait. And it might take years, but eventually you may find that book you're looking for. And in the meantime, there's so many other things that I love to read, enjoy, and want to collect that I'm not worried about that one. Now, if it ever gets to the point where my wish list is almost fully complete and there's only a few books I want, of course, I might, bite the bullet and spend some more money, but there's still a lot of books on my wish list, so I don't need to fork out lots of dollars on any one book yet. All that to say, I found issue 128. Here it is. Now, I'm holding it this way particularly for on purpose because it's not in the best shape. It does have several spine ticks here. It's got a little bit of a bend up here in the top corner. It's not in great shape, but I really can't complain. It's 25 cents. But when I remove my hand, you'll see, what is that in the bottom right corner of this book? That is Phantom X. This is his first appearance. That is actually a sticker. Who put that on? Maybe the original owner? I don't know. But that's a sticker on there. And I am not going to take that off for risk of damaging the book further. But because the book is only 25 cents and it was the last issue I needed, of course I was going to bring it home. And it's in, modestly good shape. I'm not, really complaining for a quarter. And that sticker actually kind of makes it a little cooler. I'd be more bummed about the sticker if all of the other spine ticks and things weren't there and it was an otherwise, pristine copy. But I don't know. I think that the sticker's kind of cool, enhances it a little bit. And so yeah, and it makes for a good story of how I completed the run of that X-Men Volume 2. Now the last one. This is actually an entire series, and which has multiple keys in it. I've been wanting to put this series together for probably a year or two now, just because I wanted to read the story. I like the artist, and the story seems like it would be cool. It definitely has a lot more attention and value to it today because of things with the MCU and Disney Plus and shows that are coming out, etc. So I don't know how long that heat will last, but they're pretty hot right now. And like I said, I've been wanting to put the whole volume together. Before this sale, I had only ever found one issue for like that $1, $2 range. But today they had the entire sale, and I'm just going to go through. Probably the hottest book is maybe the first one, but that's okay. We'll see the whole thing here. And what makes these really cool is that these are in really nice shape. So very excited to find these. But this is Young Avengers. This here's number 1, and I'm going to cheat because I honestly like keys, but I don't pay super close attention to keys. I've never read the Young Avengers. I read the current Avengers title, and I have some of the earlier volumes of the Avengers, so I like the team, but I really don't know anything about this team. I'm just looking forward to reading the story. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and tell you what's significant about this one. So this is, of course, first team appearance of the Young Avengers. This is the first appearance of Kate Bishop, who later becomes the second Hawkeye. It's got the first appearance of Patriot, this guy here. It's got first appearance of Iron Lad, who is later revealed to be Kang. It's got the first appearance of Hulkling, who may look familiar because though I haven't read it yet, I've got all the issues for Empire now behind me to read. But of course, he is one of the, or if not the central character in the Empire event that just wrapped up from Marvel. So it got a lot of keys there, but this one is pretty hot right now. And like I said, it's in really nice shape. There might be a spine tick or two on the side there, hard to see. But yeah, number 1, and they had the full series. So I'll just show you all the covers. There's 2. And what was crazy about this, I got to the sale, it started at like 9, 10 in the morning, and I got there right away as they were starting, and there were already people there. And I've mentioned this before, you get that feeling of FOMO, fear of missing out, where I started on the left and was working my way, left to right through all the boxes. And while I'm even looking in the box right in front of me, there's a part of my mind that's racing ahead, thinking, what are those other folks seeing in their boxes that I'm missing out on? It's a terrible problem. I wish I wasn't like that. But anyway, as I was doing it, so I wasn't even the first person to go through these boxes. And when I got to this box, it was near the back of the long box. And I would say 2 or 3 people at least had gone through this box before me. And the entire mini limited series was there. So clearly that told me that really let my heart rate go down, because if they didn't grab this, they're clearly not looking for the same things that I am. And maybe you do this too. Do you ever, when you're at a show, convention, a sale, and people, of course, are, they're stacking up the books that they're going to buy as they're moving down the row, and they get this growing pile of books. I always look to see, especially the people in front of me and, well, just all around me, I like to look and see what books are they pulling out. So then I know, am I facing some good competition here for the same books, or are they looking for something different? And I mean, the other side of that is that you can help one another out, and people will say, do you see any Batman, or do you see any Superman, or whatever it is they're looking for? And of course, if it's not something I'm looking for, then I'm happy to point those out to them and help them find the books that they're looking for. So that was the 12 issues, and then they did have this Young Avengers special, which was a one-shot, and I don't know what that one's about yet. But yeah, they had that, so I wasn't gonna leave that behind. So yeah, that rounds out this portion of that haul. I still have another stack to show you, but I will show you those in the next video. And so yeah, that's a pretty cool highlight from this haul. All right, that's going to do it for me, and that's going to wrap up this next chunk of books from that sidewalk sale. I really hope you saw something that you liked. Again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe, hit the like button if you like something here, and let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want to go back and watch some of those other videos that show some of the other 25-cent books I got at these sales, I will put links to those down in the description, and I'll also have a link up here for you to click on if you want to go watch those now. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.